everyone, it's Sabrina here with a short discussion video. This is something very personal that I'm sure some of you have asked yourself when you see my TBR lists for the month and what I plan to read. The big question is, why do I never complete my TBRs? Honest answer, I have too many books to read. That would be the short and simple answer. But I would like to explain a little bit about why I never seem to finish my TBRs. I plan, I would say, a very optimistic TBR for the month. You know, we're looking at 7 or 8 books at least, plus anything else that pops along from the jar or from Fairy Loot. And then things crop up, life gets in the way, books get pushed aside because I haven't had time. And then I go to the library and get 2 or 3 more books out and start reading one of them. So another book gets pushed to the side. And then I'll go to the mobile library and find a book and start reading that one as well. It's actually happened this month. I've done really well on my TBR, but unfortunately I've swiped in several books from the library that I wasn't planning to read, and they've slipped onto my list and I've read them, and it just means everything else is still waiting. So yeah, I get distracted easily, I think might be the honest answer there. So that's one of the main reasons why my TBR lists never seem to get completed over the month. Another problem I have is recently I've decided if I'm not liking a book, I will stop reading it. I will DNF it, because I have too many books to read to sit down and slog through a book I'm not enjoying. I've done it a couple of times now. I didn't enjoy the books by the end of it. I just found the whole thing tiresome and a chore, and I could have been reading books I wanted to read. So it's now got to the point where if I'm not enjoying a book, it's on my TBR, it will be DNF'd. Just because I haven't got time to sit down and slog through a book when I've got more books that are waiting to be read. So there's that little detail as well. And that happened a couple of months ago. I had 2 books I DNF'd on my TBR list. I might try them again at a later date, but for that month, no, it just wasn't working for me. So there's 2 reasons why my TBRs never seem to get completed. I suppose the third reason is I can be very lazy, and if I don't want to read a book for whatever reason, if I just don't fancy it, I won't read it because I just end up hating the book and it becomes a chore and it takes forever to get through. So I'd rather pick up a book that I actually want to read, that I'm excited about reading, than pick up a book which I said at the beginning of the month I want to read and get halfway through the month and actually I don't want to read it, I'm not interested, I'm just going to sit there on my shelf for a bit longer. So 3 major reasons, I think, why my TBRs don't always get completed, particularly this year at the moment, where I'm finding it very hard to get through all the books that I want to read. I'm either realistic and say, I'm aiming for these 4 books to get through, that's a book a week, and then anything else is a bonus. Or I keep being challenging and keep saying, you know, I'm going to stick with these 7 or 8 books that I want to read this month. And if I manage to read half of them, that's great. If I manage to read nearly all of them, that's also great. But if I read a couple of them and then end up reading everything else but the ones that were on my TBR, that's also good. I'm still reading books. So yes, I set myself a monthly TBR. It's not a, it's not a finalised goal. It's not a, I must do this. No, it's an aim. This is what I'm hoping to read this month. And if I don't get around to reading it this month, I'll put it on another month's list. I will eventually get around to reading these books. And that's how I look at my TBRs. So, yes, you may sit there and go, well, why hasn't she completed it? 3 main reasons why I haven't. I've read other books from the libraries. I've been lazy and not fancied a book. And I can't even remember what the second reason was. Or I DNF'd it. They're my main 3 reasons. But like I say, for me, it's not a problem if I don't complete my TBR list. It's just a guideline as far as I'm concerned. It's not a goal. And I think that's a healthier way to look at your TBR. If you set one for the month, look at it as a guideline, not as a, I must read these books this month. Because then if you don't do it, you feel like you failed. And at the end of the month, I don't think I ever feel like I failed, because I'm still reading books and I'm still reading what I want to read, whether that's a comic, a graphic novel, an audiobook, or a tome. or a children's book, or an adult book, sci-fi book, romance book, I'm still reading books. I'm still happy. And that's cool. So there we go. So your monthly TBR, do you panic over it? Do you set realistic goals for yourself? Do you just say, "Whoa, I'll go with the wind. I'll pick what I want and be free like a bird"? Let me know down below. You can find me on social media, Goodreads, Twitter and Instagram. Come and say hi, that'd be lovely. Links are in the description box down below, as is my book blog. And I will also leave you a link to a smaller booktuber that I think you should go and check out, because I reckon they're wonderful. Just my opinion, but hey, I think you should go and check them out anyway. As always, thank you very much for watching and happy reading, everyone. Bye.